I've seen solar flares vaporize dreadnoughts. I've watched star whales breach the event horizon of a black hole. But this was something else entirely. My heart was hammering against my ribs like it wanted to break free. Alarms screamed. Not the polite check engine chirps, but full-blown, evacuate the quadrant sirens. Containment lights flashed, the crimson hue signaling imminent death. Inside the hypercore maintenance zone, the gravity stabilizers were locked at 500%. 500. At that pressure, a standard carbon-based lifeform wouldn't just die, it would turn into a wet smear on the deck. The air inside the chamber shimmered, vibrating with the hostility of physics itself. And there he was, Alex Mercer. I watched through my fingers, waiting for the inevitable biological collapse under the force of a collapsing star. The laws of the universe were clear. A human could not survive this. Alex didn't crumble. He didn't scream. He stood, unshaken, amidst forces that could flatten a tank. And then he cracked his neck. A loud, distinct pop that echoed through the comms. And he started jogging. Not panicked running. A casual jog. Annoyed. Maybe a little sweaty. But moving with a rhythm that suggested boredom. One species' crush depth was another's morning cardio. It was the most terrifying display of kinetic resilience I had ever seen. But it didn't start like this. Earlier that shift had been painfully boring. Officer Zios and his partner Glip manned the Sector 4 console, half-heartedly consuming nutrient paste and complaining about the lack of excitement. Then the data packet arrived from Central Command. Every high-priority flag in the system blinked. Incoming species, Terran. Classification, ultra-fragile. Zios opened it. The warnings were hysterical. Handle with care, escalating to run for your life, in just a few paragraphs. The manual insisted humans required exact atmospheric and temperature conditions or they simply failed to function. Fragile, delicate, glass-like sculptures held together by luck. They're sending us soft shells, Zios scoffed, tossing the digital pad aside. Their skin isn't even chitin-plated. How do they survive a stiff breeze? Glip twitched his antenna. Maybe we should keep safety protocols active. The manual says their bones are porous, weak. Zios leaned back. Glitch in the risk assessment algorithm. Nothing from a jagged rock is this pathetic. I'm not letting false positives waste bandwidth. Click. Safety protocols deleted. The high-hazard zone lockdowns purged. When the human transport docked, the Terrans emerged. Soft, fleshy bipeds, no exoskeletons, no redundant limbs, wide-eyed and curious. Alex Mercer immediately separated from the group. Frowning at a map, he headed straight for the heavy industrial sector. He'll hit a locked door eventually, Zios said, dismissing the alert. Except the doors weren't locked. Alex stopped at the hypercore blast doors. The warning clearly stated the zone was active for heavy machinery stress tests. Gravity 5G, thin atmosphere. He squinted at the sign. Jim, he muttered. Must be a translation error. He pressed the green button. The doors hissed open. The chamber sealed behind him, a pressure cooker designed to pulverize derelict hulls. Gauges spiked into the red. I swear I heard Zios whimper. His hand hovered over the emergency button. The spray of biological matter should have come. It never did. Alex rolled his shoulders. Cartilage popped like gunshots over the audio feed. He shook out his arms, took a deep breath, and muttered something flagged by the translator as, "Good resistance today." Then he jogged, lap after lap, treating a gravitational force that would flatten a silicon-based lifeform like it was a mild inconvenience. The density of his muscles, it was absurd. Watching him move was like watching a mountain decide to take a brisk jog. Zios slammed his fist onto the emergency button. Containment failure. Biological collapse imminent. Deploy crash team. Overseer Grogner stormed onto the bridge. Medic Z launched the heavy response unit, hydraulic exosuits built for deep core mining. They were the toughest tech we had. They charged into the hypercore zone. Instantly, the gravity caught them, pinning 3 tons of plastil armor to the deck like magnetic filings. They were immobilized. Alex stopped mid-stride. Not winded. He glanced at the tangled suits, wiped sweat from his forehead, and jogged over. "You guys okay?" he asked, and without waiting, lifted the lead exo-rig, a machine as heavy as a shuttle, and set it upright. "Careful," he said. "Floss a bit sticky today." Silence. Total silence. Zios looked like he was going to vomit. 3 cycles later, the Galactic Tribunal convened. Alex was not charged as a criminal. He was declared a biological anomaly. Footage from Earth played in the gallery. Humans lifting absurd weights, competing in Iron Man competitions, screaming in rage for fun. Delegates fainted. The verdict was unanimous. The galaxy's most terrifying predator wasn't hunting. He was just looking for a gym. Earth was immediately designated a Deathworld. The station plastered with hazard signs. Caution, high-impact biologicals. Do not engage in arm wrestling. Zyos updated the security logs after a micrometeoroid punched a hole through Sector 7. Atmosphere venting. Alarms blaring. Total panic. Alex walked by with a protein shake. He placed his bare hand over the breach. Vacuum tried to pull blood from his palm. He held it, waited for the SEAL team. Zyos watched, stunned. Then typed one line into the threat assessment. Status: Indestructible. Let him have the gym. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.